Recording in progress.
All right, fabulous. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, Tabitha, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, do you mind closing that door?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk today about Command and Canva and just the general design basics that we're going to see, to be able to utilize both those tools. So right now you can see on my screen, I've got Canva pulled up, and that's what I have used to make my little presentation. But again, we're going to be hopping back and forth between Command and Canva, and I'm going to show you how to open both of those. So we'll go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, you can see I'm in this Canva. Like I said, I'm going to come over here and click present, just so you know you actually can present straight from Canva. If you do it like that, then you get all of these fun little stickers showing, moving, and everything versus a PDF. But we're going to get into all of that in just a little bit. So again, this is how we can make real estate marketing materials for free $99. So today we're going to go over the basics of graphic design for modifying templates or flying solo. So all of this, what I really wanted to show you all is how you can utilize both services to make stuff very easily. There's a ton of templates that you can use for free without having to do any additional memberships or anything like that. Command is of course free because we are in the KW family, but Canva, there is an additional subscription. Honestly, if you want to get it, great, but I'm going to show you how to not have to pay for that subscription. And so then we're going to show how to find the templates in Command, how to find the templates in Canva, and then from that point, also see the different products each service has. So digital business cards could be done in either. Presentations could be done in Canva since Command doesn't have that opportunity at this time. It might be something they add. And then I'll show you how to do a digital business card for those of us who are in the room. My goal is to have us leave with a digital business card today. So again, these templates make it super easy. And so you're like, oh my gosh, Christy, that was such a cute little presentation already. How'd you do that? Here's the template. It's not rocket scientist, it's not rocket science. These are what I grabbed. And so, what you want to do when you're going through these templates is just come up with what you want the material to be. Think about what kind of look you're going for, what kind of photos you have, if you have any, and then find the template that's going to be the easiest to slide those into. All right. Here was the last one there. So we're going to also talk about a couple design element basics. Give me 1 second as we get situated here. Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you. Oh, you're fine. All right, well, I'm glad you're here. So first things first, please, this is so important to me. You guys don't even know. So font basics, serif versus sans serif. So serif are all those cute little end details on the end of letters. So that's what serif means. And then sans serif means it does not have that. So serif is a little more of a classic look versus sans serif, which is cleaner. It's easier to read. So if you want to use that in bodies of texts, that's usually a little bit easier to read if it's a smaller font. If you ever use Comic Sans, I will come for you. That also has on there like papyrus, brush script. Like, I don't want to see it. Please don't do that to me. It will give me heart palpitations. All right. So other basics to know if you decide to make any modifications, this is just generally good to know. But if you also want to fly solo and you get to a point where you're like, hey, Christy, I think that I'm a fabulous designer and I want to make my own templates. Great. These are some things to keep in mind. So alignment is important in both Command and Canva. It's going to give you little guides so you can make sure things are lining up. Repetition, if you have something on one side, it's good to have it on the other. It's more appealing to the eye. Contrast is another really easy thing. So just, playing with a couple different colors and just doing contrast to kind of tie in that repetition we just talked about, but in a balanced way. Hierarchy. So usually you want to put, kind of things scaling down the way, put your big titles and stuff, and then kind of gradient off of that. Balance, symmetry. So if you do something on one side, you can see that black dot is on one side, then you can see that they've kind of replicated that on the other side. And that's also an example of the final one of balance tension, which is like, how you can kind of see it's like one big corner and then another in the small corner. It's always good to play in the corners and have like the general information in the center. And that way your eye kind of goes straight to the center, but it's not getting, it's still appealing having stuff in the corners and, this and that, but, all right. So, let me go back. Here's my little linky link on fonts. So with this, I did it this way because I'm showing that in Canva, you can actually do a link in the presentation. This also does work in the PDF version. So even if you download a presentation in Canva to a PDF, you're not going to get see how this guy's moving when you're not presenting and you just download it as a PDF. Of course, that's not going to happen anymore, but you are still going to have the hyperlinks. So anytime you link something, super easy to do, I'll show you, but you'll be able to click onto that. So more on balancing and everything, how you can tie those two. So you have the design basics and then you have the font information. Now we're going to combine the two of them together. So this kind of goes into more of the different things. Serif, sans serif, we already talked about. Script just means that the letters are basically touching, and then slab serif, okay? Just means like the little emphasis strokes are straight lines instead of the curved kind of rounder edges you see in the serif. This is, if you look up at the top here, canva.com, learn the ultimate guide to font pairing. All right, again, I'm all about think smarter, not harder. It's gonna tell you, it has 30 different examples of good pairings of fonts. And you can just come in here and be like, what do I want? It even says the font sizes of everything. So then you can go, oh, okay, here's my main title. Here's my subtitle, and here's my font or my body text. And it tells you everything you need, and it gives you examples of what that looks like in reality in the design. You come down, it gives you more examples. Okay, here's another one. And it just, so many of this, again, 30 of these to show you different examples, and scroll through so they start getting a little bit more different here. All right. So tons of different options with that. And going back to this here. So the link, playing with text, that was just in this little ellipses, more doc. That's all I did. Same as Word, same as Google Docs, any of that. It's just that little link and you just type in the address, just like that. Yeah.
So do we have an account for Canva through Canva?
Totally free. So Canva is totally free. Yep.
Free forever?
Free forever.
Okay.
Don't do, yeah. So there is an option to do an additional, you can do the Pro or Prime. I don't bother with that because I can get away with enough of the stuff to not worry about that. Yep. Yep. I'm all about minimizing costs. And then of course, Command is free since we're AW. So
I'm on there. So
yeah.
I had figured out how to make a post to my Facebook page, like one day fooling around. And then like, I went and do it again like a month later, and I cannot figure out to save my life. That's why I'm here.
Yes. So that's a great question. So they are talking about making Facebook posts. So I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm not in this class going to show you how to actually post it to Facebook.
Okay.
So but we can talk about that at a later time, and maybe I'll have another class about that specifically. Yeah. No, I know it's hard. You almost have, there's a few steps to get through it through Command. Yeah.
I did it before. I got to do it again. And I
Do it
tried,
again. I
and
know.
I'm not. I'm like, what in the world did I do?
So your fonts, again, this is just Canva at the moment. We're going to switch to Command in a second, but I just want to show you as well, since we're talking about the fonts, Canva actually has it broken out into these options here. They really tried to make it user-friendly. So you have like handwriting options. You can literally type in corporate. I do this one a lot, and it shows you ones that they would count as corporate. You could do cursive. You could do sports, I'm pretty sure. There you go. So whatever you're looking for, they can kind of come up with it. And we're gonna go into Command here in a second, but let me get back to here. So branding, there is a way in the paid version of Canva to do branding, but why would we bother doing that when we have KW's amazing branding guidelines? Okay, and this time, look, oh, I hyperlinked an image. So for this one, you go into Command, or not into Command, sorry, into the mykw.com to get to the branding. So you can come in here anytime, go to marketing, and then there's a whole section of logos and branding. This is where you can find all of our information for, like if we wanted to do our market center. I don't personally, because it's West Virginia and Virginia, since we are not big enough like Tampa.
Right.
It's just Tampa,
Yeah.
but here are all of our logos, and they have tons of different versions of what you can do. Here's a grayscale, here's black. Then they come down here to the informal ones. And you can see each time it says print versus web. So if you are sending something out to be printed by a company or a vendor or something, you can send them these print files, and it should be high enough resolution. Web will be fine for anything that you're doing online, and honestly probably fine in general, but it's always good to kind of do this. And then they even come down into the informal linear. If you want pens, we were just talking about getting pens made here. Now you can get the, this here, and it always tells you kind of information about how this can be used, so that you make sure that you're staying within your branding guidelines. But then if you really want to be exciting, do some light reading, you can come and actually download this style guide. Let me show you when you do that. Let's see. Oh no, did I get rid of it? Well, we'll just do it again. It's like 60 pages was what I was going to show you. And it tells you all the different, things that you can do with our guides and everything. But one of the main things that you can use that style guide for is our colors. So they actually have our color palettes. You can get, you don't have to just go, oh, this is red. No, we want KW red. We want KW main gray. We want medium gray. You can get super specific. And you see how it has all these things here where it has all the different numbers and all of that. Those are the color codes. So you literally will just copy that and put it into Command. Well, Command it's already set to, but Canva, and it will have it all right there. It will have the exact.
That is amazing, because that was my problem in Canva, is that I couldn't match the colors.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard time.
Yes, they have us covered. So that is the last. I'm sorry.
How did you get here?
So that is in the style guide. So
The style guide?
yeah.
But how do you get to the style?
Yeah, how do you get to the style?
Oh, I'm
guide?
sorry. Yes. So
Sorry,
you
I
come
think
back.
I'm
No, you're fine. So you're going to come through. It's just the My KW
Okay,
Mhm.
I got that.
and then marketing.
Oh, no, this, okay. I have
Yes, My KW, not Command.
Gotcha.
We're going to go into
There was-
Command,
okay.
but My KW is where the style guide is
that. I was
housed.
in-
Logos and branding,
Yeah.
and that's where this was. And then I think I just clicked that to download, but I didn't.
Let me tell you.
Perfect.
Everyone's going to be judging my downloads section.
No, because you would judge mine. No, I don't judge.
Look, we have I'm making a, see, oh, actually, look, so you can see orange, white, simple beach, Hawaiian party
That's
invitation.
nice.
It's because I didn't bother changing the title of it because I used a template. This took me all of like maybe 5 minutes to make. So here are my
Oh, that's so
examples.
cool.
green wedding photo. This is for my party that I'm having on Friday. We're submitting an application for my friend to be on the circle. And so I made, took me all of 5 minutes because I just grabbed a thing and here we go. Thank you. And so then, yes, you would click download now. And again, it's like 60 pages, but one of the first pages talks about is like a table of content, and you'll be able to go through and find exactly what you're looking for in that guide.
Got it.
So now let's go to Command. All right. So on here, when you get to the general command page, you're going to come over to this designs. And they have so many really cool things. Here are just a few that I was like playing with for this class. But when you come over, let's say we want to do new designs. So I'm just going to do create design. I want to do social. So you can come through this way. You can go, there's tons of different ways to go through things. But here's all of my templates. So, for listings, I see a lot of people doing this where they have the for sale and then they say under contract, and then they do another post of,
Yes.
and it's like they have something for this, every step of the way. Well, here you go. It's just right here. Here's your under contract section. You can go through and pick any of these. They look fresh. They're super quick. You would just come in here, like say, I like this one here. I'm going to click use. And all I have to do is update my DBA. So I would use one of those that I had updated, or one of those logos that I downloaded. I'm just going to slide that in here. And honestly, I would use the all white one, but for the moment, see, here's a good example.
That's my problem, because it does that.
Yes, it does. And so there are different versions, and Keller Williams actually has them saved for different things, because there are some that are transparent backgrounds.
Okay.
So when you're putting one in, this is just a general like graphic design kind of 101, look for the PNG version. The PNG version will likely be the one with a transparent background.
Okay.
PNG is what I often download my designs as, because I feel that they're the higher quality. So that's typically what I do. Now, if I'm printing something, I do a PDF. So whenever you're looking, you're going to want to do the PNG version. That's probably going to be your clear version. So say that I already had this downloaded in here. Then, I'd do that. I'd update my little thing here. There I can type in, 1, 2, 3, West Thompson, Norfolk, PA, whatever. And then I just take one of my listing photos, pop it in, and that's done. That was 5 minutes max of work. I'm going to download it. Am I printing it? No. For this time, I'm doing a PNG because I'm putting it online. And there we go. Keep it at high, download. Now I'm done.
Wow.
So quick.
So
Then you could even schedule it using Back at You Media.
that's what I need to do.
Yes. I have a video on that. You can check it out on YouTube. But you just,
Very
knock it
easy.
out. These things don't have to be daunting. You can get these kind of quality items quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, in minutes, exactly. So I'm going to come home again, because I want to show you, as you're kind of looking through, kind of their way of saying things. So they have social wide, social square, social stories. So you can sort these ways. You can also see how it says IGS, yellow sign IGS. That means Instagram story, right? Look over here, IG, Instagram. So you can kind of see. Now, really, you could use these. There's your FB, Facebook.
30%.
Yes.
Christy, stop.
Aren't you glad you came? I'm telling you, these things are super easy. Now you don't have to sit there and fuss with getting the dimensions right. It's not going to crop things because Keller Williams has already made it the right sizes for stuff.
If this isn't. a
You
game
can go to your
changer,
stories
I
and
don't know.
stuff.
Yeah,
Same
so
story,
look, yeah,
Facebook
I-
stories,
yep.
and see it.
Yep,
So
there you go.
IGS is Instagram story. not
Exactly.
Instagram or
Yep.
Facebook.
Or
FB,
FBS would be, I guess, Facebook.
Yeah.
stories.
It doesn't look like they do Facebook
they don't do
stories,
Facebook.
but I
Yeah.
think you could probably get away with an Instagram story. It would just be a little bit taller. So maybe don't put things at the
I
very
gotcha.
top and
Quite at
bottom.
the
But
top, yeah.
Still, it's cool.
Wow. that
Oh, you
is-
can even filter the social stories, yeah.
Yeah.
Square.
there you go. So again, I mean, like everything that you can imagine, and this is just the listings section, right? We haven't even gotten into the lead generation or anything yet. So buyer presentation, look at this. We can go through your guides. Hi. No, you're fine. So here, now you can have guides to home ownership. You can have all these different things and it's, you know, ready-made for you. So I'm going to click use on this buyer guide. Let it upload. This is a little bigger, so it takes a little longer. All right. And look here in the corner, this one says 32 pages. So I went into buyer presentation.
Mhm.
I went under buyer and then buyer presentation. And then,
Down to buyer.
yep, buyer here, sorry.
Yeah, right.
And then, oh, yours doesn't have
And
one.
then I just have,
Let me see if mine.
I just have neighborhood snaps.
Okay, they
Mine
might be in
says
the middle of updating. I'll show you. I just went back.
Yeah.
Maybe they knew I was doing this today and they wanted to make sure.
You, do you have what I have?
I have the same thing.
Yeah, so mine,
That's
so this is probably on its way to you then. But this buyer presentation, so, and then I just clicked a random one. Use.
You're on, wait, are you on Social Square or Social?
No, I'm just under templates and then under buyer. Yes, yeah, so we have it.
So she
I'm
went
Good
doing
buyer or listings?
Oh, listing.
Yeah.
For the moment, let's
Listings.
just look at the screen if
Okay.
you can't find it, just so we can make sure that we get through all the content, because I definitely want to make sure I can show you everything.
And then you have,
So on
Yeah,
this
click
one in the
buyer.
corner, you saw it had
And then-
32
because
pages.
right now it's all.
And that's
you just have
because
Yeah.
they already have all this stuff made for
Oh,
you.
wow.
So you don't even have, like, look at this, you can put whatever photo you want, you can update your photo. And if you want to drag things, watch this, look how easy this is. I'm just gonna hold it over,
Oh,
boom.
yeah. Yeah.
Get out of
No, you didn't
Dodge.
even have to
No
do
I didn't
way.
have to do a single thing. You guys, I'm telling you.
Same, I'm cutting my head off, I'm taking trees out of the corner,
No.
I'm doing all that.
Right, it might- it
Yes.
was horrible when I
And
finished
then I
off.
slam it closed and walk away with nothing.
I'm telling you, this is gonna take you
She makes
minutes.
it
The
so
stuff is
simple.
already done for you. Look at this, build your preference profile. They have this stuff so easy. Now, obviously, you're gonna wanna make sure you read through it and edit it to make sure it is good for our area, right? But I mean, you can, like, you really don't even have to change out these stock photos. Like, that could be a house anywhere. Like, it's ready-made for you to rock and roll.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Is
32
this-
pages. You know what you do? You print this front and back, you meet with someone for coffee, you give this to them. How much better do you look than every other person that they've talked to so far?
SPW folder or
Absolutely.
something? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, because you're doing this in Command, all the stuff is already branded. You don't have to, you don't have to fight with the colors.
That's a
Everything's
huge
written.
thing. That's a big,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Nice.
don't, when I first started, I was like, I don't know which ones are KW brand, which
Yeah.
one. And then you're supposed to be able to look it up. I looked it up one time and then I thought I saved it. Didn't save it. I don't know. what happened.
No, Christy showed us today where it's on there.
Okay.
And
You didn't know where
I
it
was
was.
not, no, it's very cool.
So,
I
and,
have to catch you on that. one.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
and
only
this is
trying to make
recorded, so
sure.
you can also go back and
Oh, okay,
check the
yeah,
parts
yeah.
that we,
That
yeah,
will
it's being
work.
recorded.
Yeah.
Surprise, no. So lead generation, here we go. Okay, thinking about putting on our Back at You media caps. Let's look at all of these free content,
Oh, wow.
super easy things we can do. Schedule these out. There's no reason why you can't do it. I have things scheduled for the upcoming holidays now because I know that they're going to be, I know what days they are. So right here, you can see this is a greeting card. So if you ever see something that looks like it's upside down, it's because you can print it and hold it.
Okay.
So they have kind of like all these different things. You could, get these printed. Tons of different stuff here though. Client testimonials, when you guys are getting those rave reviews, you just come in here, click this, you would click use, and then you just copy and paste in what they said. Event invitations, you're having a first-time home buyer, or give thanks and eat pie. I've actually had someone in the area who they had pie. You came by the office and they gave you a piece of pie.
Oh,
Just talk with you, and you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different events you can do. And they're super easy to edit these.
wow. This is the event name and you're
Yeah.
invited.
Holiday greetings. So this is a whole section
yeah.
of holidays. And say you are a spooktastic person like myself, and it's already, not even the official start of fall, and you're like, I want to do Halloween stuff. Well, here you go. And they do update these every year as well, because I typed in Halloween.
okay.
I just searched into I just was like, I want to find Halloween. There you go.
Did I spell it right?
That's
Yay,
what
look
I'm
at
saying.
I'm
that.
sorry.
What do they have for Labor Day?
Go into designs, the little paintbrush.
They
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Look, they have Labor Day stuff.
I just typed in Labor City. I don't know why.
So, and they do update these every year as well, because like last year they did this cute little mummy version for Halloween, and the mummy was adorable. But this year they have this little
Aw,
haunted house. Look how cute that is for sale, haunted house. I love it. Same thing for say Veterans Day. You can type in, oh, well, I know that they have it. Let's do Memorial. Maybe it's just not tagged that way. There you go. But they have all of these things. Again, you already know that this is coming up. Why not put your correct logo on there, download it, schedule it in back at UMedia, then you don't even have to think about that post that day.
mm.
See, and that's what I had did that one day. I scheduled. posts for like a
Alright.
week.
I did Facebook.
There's
before,
home
but
value. Now back at UMedia is already doing our home value, but say you want to do your own, we have that on here. We're going to keep moving
Oh, I
forward
wanna
on
do
this
that.
though. Business basics. Here's where you're going to find your business cards. So if you want, of course, our office does the first, set for free.
Mhm.
However, once you've passed those out and you're ready to get your own, you can come in here and get them. And these you can see where in the little corner it says 2, that's showing you that it does have the front and back. So it's only showing you the front, but it does do the back as well. Yes.
I don't have business.
So if you.
cards.
Under business
you get them
basics?
for free?
No, under my business basics, I just have email signatures and social branding.
We'll have to talk to and see what's
broken.
Right.
Raven.
yeah, we'll do an SOS to Raymond and see why we have different things here. I think Blake and I seem to have everything.
Where did you get all these?
If you'll go to create design,
I had to click on
do
templates.
like print or any of them or continuing
I don't
them.
know.
I think ours is
And
messed up
then,
maybe because we only made that one Facebook post.
That's
Well,
all right. We'll come back to that. If you'll just follow along with the screen for the time being. So business cards, so say you want to do, this one's cute. I want to do this one. I'm going to do use. I'm going to update everything, pretend like I'm changing the text. I think you guys have the basics of that.
Mhm.
I'm dragging my picture and putting it in. Oh, I need to move it down. Let's see. So I need to, there we go, double click, move her down.
Mhm.
Done. All right, so there's that. I'd actually slide it up a little bit because I'm really picky, but so then I set everything up. I come over here, this is a nice clean background here. I'm going to update the logo. Look, it already has all the things that you need so that Thomasina doesn't yell at you. Look at that, right? And
Nice.
then I want say you want it to be printed, you would do, of course, the PDF, right? Or PDF for printing, honestly, either way. I want a digital business card. So I'm going to come on here. I'm going to say PNG. Now for the digital business card, clearly I only need the front page. I don't need the second page.
Right.
So I just have page 1, download. Done. Now I have a digital business card. I download that. Then when I text all these other agents, look how fancy I look again. Because I'm like, hey, can I see the showing? And then I send my digital business card. I don't have to sit there and type anything
I
out.
type
I-
it every time.
I just add the image, boom, right in there, good to go.
Oh my
Stop it.
Right? Also, how good does this look when you're talking to these op city leads or whomever else? I literally say, okay, when I get off the phone with you, I'm going to text you my digital business card. I hang up the phone, I text them this. It's such a time saver.
This is
These,
amazing.
these things are time savers.
I'm gonna
So-
try that card.
Oh,
And again, it just sets you that much more. It was super easy to do. And how much more professional did you come across?
right, it makes you look so organized
Right.
and just
Look
look
at-
at your game.
Letterhead, you got letterhead in here. You have all of this stuff. You have email signatures. Now, I didn't do my email signature like that.
That was
I-
an email signature,
I
that
need
was like the.
No, that was the
Uh,
letter.
Yeah, letterhead.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
like,
that's what I
Let me
thought.
find,
It looked like really good.
let's see. Look at mine. Here you go. There's my digital so every single email that I have comes up with this.
so this has been my problem, is that I can't,
I type it at the bottom.
We can talk about that. Now, I'll tell you, I will say that I did use a different format than these, and here's why. Because these are full images. And truthfully, if someone has it so that the images aren't showing up, I don't want them to not be able to see my contact information. So what I have actually done is I went into Word or Google Docs
Mhm.
and I put one picture. So what was on the left was one separate picture.
Okay.
I put in a second column of my text information, and then I did the right column as another image. So when it comes across, you saw what it looks like. But if for some reason someone has the image thing turned off,
Mhm.
they still get my text. That will be another one, because that one's a little bit more in depth to get it to work that way, but you can do it. So, however, if that sounded way too complicated, here you go.
So I just typed in business cards
Mhm.
and then a whole bunch popped
Okay,
up.
good,
So
good.
It's
Okay.
not
Easy,
showing,
yeah.
but,
Okay.
but I typed it in.
Well, I went to email signatures or
Uh-huh.
whatever, and this popped up for the same thing you have up. So I
Okay,
think
good,
it-
good.
Like when I got kicked out.
So for anybody
when I
who's
came back
tuning
up, it came
in,
up.
if you, or if you're watching this later on, for our folks that are not seeing this on the left-hand side, what she was saying is she came over here and in the search bar typed in business cards and she was able to find everything. So you should have access to it. I don't personally understand why some people are having these subcategories and some people aren't. So either way, though, the information seems to still be there for everyone, which is great. All right, so we're gonna stop there in Command because I've already blown your minds enough here. I think, if you can do whatever, but let me show you social branding, because this has your cover photos, Twitter cover photos ready to go, LinkedIn, Facebook covers. So if you ever want to, do those, you can do that easily. Again, just changing like your DBA, almost every single one in here is going to have the KW DBA. And so you're almost always going to have to change out the logo. Just be aware of that. You see this one is an informal. When it's informal, it's fine. But anytime it has it, the way they have it set up in Command is that it's always the DBA. So you're always going to want to update that. But other than that, that's really it. Okay. All right. So switching gears into Canva, let's take a look at some of the stuff that Command doesn't offer that you can do in Canva. Now you can do the digital business cards and all of that. I'll show you a business card.
So
It's
you
gonna
send
be
those
this-
together?
It's going to be the same concept. You can do either one.
Okay,
It's
so you
just-
recommend picking one or the other, basically? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's stupid, I mean, not stupid, but if I having two, it's just gonna be kind of.
Yeah, I would only have one
Okay.
business card. It's just whatever
No, it's all the
design.
program, Canva
Oh.
and the, do you just kind of go back and forth on your content?
So Command gives you the ability to have all the branding already ready-made
I see.
versus Canva, you can do just as much, but I will say there are a few things that, like, we're going to show the presentations you saw in Command. Like if I wanted to do a listing presentation, which I'll show you in a second, I can have that already in Canva and
Okay.
where you pick templates again and same kind of thing.
Okay.
You do have to just take that additional step of branding if that's something
Okay.
that you decide to do.
Okay.
But it's super easy. Honestly, whatever you prefer. I personally go back and forth between the two of them.
That's what I was wondering.
I have the
Yes.
problem, Christy. Now you see, I tried to put my image there.
Okay, so delete that off.
There.
Yeah, click that and then click the delete button on your keyboard.
Oh.
Did not work. Let's do it after and
Okay.
I'll show you after. Yeah, no, you're fine. It's just you should be able to hover over and it just drops it. So we'll take a look at that.
I go to try to see it.
So if I'm doing a business card, maybe I want to do, you know, whatever, if you see any of these that you like, it's going to be the same concept, right? You're just going to pick which one you want, download a PNG version of just the first page. What I've done in the past is I think I said with photo because I wanted to have my face on there. And some of these, you know, these honestly aren't just as user friendly because I feel like a lot of them are like this one might work, but you see like for our purposes, I think Command is a little bit cleaner of a option for you. So many options. So then we saw how to do like a presentation booklet, but what if I want to do an actual listing presentation? I'll show you. Just like I made the presentation at the start of this, you can see here's my home buying consultation. And I can come in here, I can download this as a PDF, which personally, my recommendation is that you do download it as a PDF just to have it in the back pocket. What if you get to a coffee shop and you don't have Wi-Fi, right? Always have it downloaded as in a PDF format so you have it in your back pocket. But whenever you're coming through here, all I did, look, here's the one that I used. And if I click this, here's all of the pages and they have tons of pages for you. I just happen to like this. Truthfully, I used this template for another separate thing for my alumni association. And I knew that it was a simple one to use. So I grabbed this and I just redid it for my home buying. And then when I'm going through I know what my next page is going to be. And I just find whatever slide I think is going to be easiest to put that content in. So if I have a multi-step thing, I'm going to use this one here because it's got 4 little sections. If I need to delete one away and move it over, I can do that easily. But that way I have an idea of what I'm doing. So when I'm presenting this, I can present it here. This one, I don't have any moving parts because I did download this intentionally to PDF and just knew that, you know, typically I'm not going to be, but now when I go through my presentation, I have all of this ready to go. So here's that, my little timeline. Look how cute this photo is. All right. One great thing about Canva, or that does have, you have in Canva is I can just type in home and here I have graphics, I have photos. So I'm just going to click photos. Now, here's your question about, do you have to pay for the subscription? Anything in that has this little crown means it's the pro version. So see, it's watermarked. Okay. Now, when I go to download this, it's just going to charge me $1. I have truthfully paid for a couple things for $1. However, let me blow your mind even further. Pexels.com. This is a free stock photo website. I type in house. I have anything. These are all, yes, Pexels.com. You can download different sizes of things. Here's my free download. Here's the different sizes I can get. Okay. Now, when you download something, it's going to say, hey, do you want to send a buck or so to the photographer? You can donate if you choose. And honestly, I have on things that I've done like mass production of, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna like help this person out because I'm definitely using their content, right? But there is no legal reason that you have to do that, right? It is
So you're free.
free.
and clear.
You are free and clear.
Okay.
You can use these photos however you see.
That's cool.
All right. So that's why I like it versus, you know, going onto Google,
Risking it.
because then what if that person sees it, right? They
Yeah.
have put these on here for your download. Do I have like 1,000 things open? Okay. Well, that's fine. We can hop back to this one. So, oh, actually, Canva Ultimate. Oh my gosh, so many. Here's where we are. Other things that you can do with this. If I am presenting, you can actually put music in the background. You can animate it as well if you wanted to. So you can see this animate button. Again, you can see the crowns are the stuff that's not free, but all of this is free. So I can have things go in. If I did that again, it would have to be in present mode in Canva. That being said, here's a couple different things you can do. I don't know. Okay, so there's a lot of different things that you can do with Canva as a teacher. So you could, pass that on to people. There's like a countdown button and this and that. There's a bubbles, like I can make bubbles show up on the screen. I don't know how I'm ever going to use that or this drum roll. But
Drum rolls.
Drum roll was kind of cool. Yeah.
the confetti.
Oh, tight.
So if you're talking about closing a deal, when you get to that screen, here we go. Condos, target pricing, buyer process. Here you go. Closing and congratulations. Whenever I say that.
Oh,
Oh, wow. That's great.
yeah.
Yay. Now we're making it fun. It's engaging. You continue on your whole thing. Do. And then I've got my little page at the very end.
Yes.
And then I just leave it as I'm talking and just let them ruminate on my screen.
I like it.
All right. So what else can you do with this? I'll show you. Videos, making listing videos, all those, like I have tons of like videos and stuff that you've seen on YouTube. A lot of those I made. And actually, if you look, one of them looks very much like this presentation right here, because that's a template I use. But we'll come back to my newsletter. I'll show you that in a second. Grimes. Here's one that we can watch. Oh, this might be the thumbnail. Is this the thumbnail? This is the thumbnail. Hold on. Tons and tons of stuff that I've done in here. There it is, Grimes. Present with watermarks. Just oh, okay. Well, I forgot that I did put the photos in another thing because I did put title works on the other ones. However, you saw the movement and everything. What you can do is download this as a MP4. So let me show you a better example of that, because they have really cute things that they do in here. And how you would find that, honestly, is you do YouTube. You just type in YouTube. You can do a YouTube cover. You can do any of that stuff. But let's say video ad. This is where I've started for my listing photo ones, and see it like moves and stuff. So let's just click this first one. So I'm going to play. And you could just upload this. It's got the text in there, 2-3 bedroom, one bath. Like obviously you wouldn't want it moving at the speed of light like this one is, but you have that, you have sound in the background. You put that on Facebook Marketplace, you put that wherever. You put that on Facebook in general, because videos get more views than photos. So it goes videos are king, then photos, and then just general text, right? So now you've got more it being put in front of, because of the algorithms, more people.
So to find that, you just typed in video or YouTube?
I typed in YouTube. Yep. And then it was YouTube ad.
Oh, you have to put YouTube ad?
So I put in, well, YouTube is one word, and then it will, it should like auto-populate. Yeah, it autofills, and it should
has,
say like
four
ad.
of them.
Yeah.
Okay, see, it says thumbnails.
And I just clicked the first one that was there, and you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, cool.
right? So I have actually seen on Real Estate Mastermind, like the national one, that someone made a billboard using Canva.
A billboard.
A billboard.
Wow.
So you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. So you could definitely do a lot with this. All of those things that we saw Command being able to do with the stories and everything, you can type in Facebook and it's going to have, here's an ad, here's a cover photo, here's an event cover photo, because these are all different dimensions. Here's a Facebook post, you know, like all these different things in here.
A lot of them are free.
Yes, a lot of them are. And if you can't find something that is free that you like, get inspiration from something, and then honestly, you can recreate it. And a lot of times too, here, I'll show you, sometimes it will say that it's paid. Let me show you my newsletter. So, you know, say that I had made this newsletter, and when I was picking the templates, it had like a little dollar bill sign in the corner. It doesn't have a crown, but has a little dollar bill or something like that. It just means that there's a photo or something that does cost.
Okay.
Now, there are some templates, they are kind of cracking down on Canva. There are some templates that you cannot even access at all. Like you try and click it and it just says, hey, join our, you know, membership, try a 30-day trial, you know, whatever. So again, if you see something like that, then and you are like, I have to have that one, you can kind of use it as inspiration, and Canva, like pick a blank template and just like kind of recreate it. And we can go into that as like a masterclass someday. But this is my newsletter. I'll be updating. I'm literally ready to send it out as soon as Rain sends out their latest market summary. Everything else is ready to go. I download it as PNGs though, because I'm emailing it. And I'm emailing it through Command or through MailChimp. I'm being sneaky personally and using MailChimp because those are all articles from the National Association of Realtors magazine. And then under each one, when I don't have enough space for the full article, it literally will say, click the link. And then that way it takes them right there, takes them right to, they can see the whole thing. I did a National Dog Day. That was just a MailChimp. We'll talk about that another time because that's not what this class is. But campaigns. Here is what my thing is going to look like when I'm ready to send it. Let's go. There we go. So I put the PNGs in, and then you scroll, click for full article. Scroll, click for full article. Boom.
Nice.
And what's that? Oh, it's a signature. Not really my signature because I have the handwriting of a serial killer, but I use the same font. It's not really branding, but I use the same font. I just made this little thing. See, email header, typed in just my name, and now I can use that in emails. I can use that in whatever I want. Just put that right in. Super simple. So if you didn't want a full email signature, you could even just do that, and then it makes it look a little more personal. So, and then I guess the last thing, just because this is fun, Zoom backgrounds. So hopefully we don't have to keep doing this too much, but if you're ever meeting with those clients and you, you know, don't want to have to clean your house, just throw on
Yeah, right.
a virtual one. And the great thing about this, Zoom, of course, offers different backgrounds for free,
Yeah, I've seen those.
but you can personalize this. So mine is right here. This is what my background looks like whenever someone calls me. Christy Hall Realtor, right in the corner, and I just sit right here. People are like, "Oh, is that near you?" It should be.
That is
I wish.
amazing.
So, you can pick all of these. You can get as specific as you want in the search. You don't have to just use, you have these different things here to kind of help you out as well. But yeah, there you go. And again, some of them are moving, which is kind of cool. So some of them are videos in the background. I did that truthfully to start with, and it was a little bit like,
Little much.
yeah, it was catching my attention. I don't know about everybody else's, but I was sitting there staring at like my window moving, and I was like, yeah. So, yeah, I had this thing. It was actually pretty cute. It was one of the templates that they had, but it was like, snack meter is low or something. And it had this little graph going up and down, like, I need more snacks. Anyway, so that was kind of the basics of everything. Let me pull up my Zoom. For those who have joined us online, do you guys have any questions? You can either unmute yourself or you can put it in the chat window. We'll wait a second. I know the folks in the room have kind of been asking as we've been going, so. Oh no, I want it to be interactive. It's the benefit of being in person.
Mhm.
All right, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so anybody, if you are asking a question, keep on typing. Anybody in here though? Do you guys have any questions?
No.
No, I'm just gonna go home and play with this. all for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm actually upset that I have a showing after this because I just want to go home and make stuff. So I actually do have a question.
Yeah.
So I know you said that the benefit of creating the transparent background or the PNG, right?
Mhm.
But when you were, what was it? I think it was your newsletter.
Yes,
And so what is the benefit, or why do you download it as a PNG?
that's a great question. So PNG doesn't actually mean that it's going to have a transparent background. It just means that the type of resolution that someone who does delete off the background, typically, I think someone could fact check me, but you have to do it in a certain manner. And so when, like a vector kind of. And so whenever they do that, the high enough to make it mass consumable, it's either going to be in a JPEG or a PNG. So they delete out the background and then they save it as a PNG. But the reality is it just means a higher resolution. So I said that because if you look at here, I will show you actually, because if you come to pictures, I have a KW logos folder. Okay. And so here's my, here's different ones. This one you can see is a PNG, and see how when I'm hovering over it, you can see that it's a transparent. It just happens. I just say that because that's likely the one you're going to want to use
Right on.
when you're doing stuff. JPEG would potentially have, let's see what these are. So that's another PNG. This one's a EPS. So going back, I'm going to come for this. But remember how we were talking about for print, see this EPS?
Yes.
That is something that an actual vendor would use. So if you were sending them something, you would send them maybe the PNG, but likely also the EPS, because that they are operating on a higher level. We're on this low level PNG, JPEG meets our needs. They need higher resolution of stuff. And so that's the EPS is what you're going to actually probably want to send them. Let me do.
So much information in here.
Yeah.
Let me put that in here because I'm gonna be like, what is EPS?
Yeah.
Full color print. Yeah, so I didn't download all of them, so it's also a little bit confusing for that reason. Oh, yes. Okay, here you go. So JPEG versus PNG, see, they look the same, but if I were to download these and put them into Canva, I can almost guarantee the PNG is going to be a transparent background, whereas JPEG, I'm not sure. I don't know if it would or not.
Right, you just have a block
Yeah,
of whatever
exactly.
is sitting there. Okay, all right.
So that is the difference between those. And the great thing about both systems is once you download it in there once, it saves it in this little bank. And so you have the same photos. Like you saw the photo that I kept dragging over.
Yeah.
It's because I uploaded it one time and I don't have to keep doing it every, I don't have to do the same thing over and over. Yeah. Yep. Any other questions?
Oh, have you tried the Canva for free?
This is Canva for free is the only thing I use. I do not pay for
I
any.
mean, the pro for free, sorry. They have a.
The 30-day,
Yeah.
you know what? I haven't done the 30-day because I've always been kind of waiting for some like big thing where I'm like, oh no, I have to have it.
Right.
And I just want to be able to like have it in my back pocket. So that I can use it for that
That's
one.
what I was gonna say. So if I were, you probably don't know, but if I were to do the free, anything that I downloaded up here should still be up here after I cancel, right?
Yes, so you can, yeah, so if you did the free trial, I don't think that they would take it away. I mean, especially after you download it, right? I don't know if they would restrict your access after the fact.
Right.
For what
But
it's
for sure,
worth-
once it's done.
Sorry guys, for what it's
Hello.
worth, yeah, this is Tabitha. I am doing the 30-day trial right now, so I can let you know in like 25 days.
Perfect.
Well, look, I think I'm gonna start mine today. So in 25 days, let me know how it's going so I know if I should pay the $12.99 or cancel.
All right, sounds good.
Right.
So funny. But again, I mean, literally all the things that I showed you today are free. Because again, I'm all about minimizing fixed
Right.
costs.
I've
You don't
I've
have to
seen
do
a
that.
lot of free stuff, but then I see
Mhm.
some better stuff that you just pay a little bit.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, if you like this here,
Like
well,
it's $1.
yeah. Okay. So what am I looking at? I'm looking
That's
at
the
a,
one with the dollar sign, right?
yep. So this one here, you see, it's blocked. I can't use this one. All right. Okay, what am I seeing though? I'm seeing a blob in the corner with dots, another blob in the corner with dots, and a grid background with a general thing in the center.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, let's do this then. I'm gonna come over here, elements.
It's like recreate your own or something.
Yup.
Yeah.
Sure am. Grid. Oh, well, let's do graphics. There you go. Okay,
Yeah, free.
free. Here's, I changed my color. It was a pale pink. And just for your own knowledge, this is where you would put in the color if you're trying to type in for the KW colors. But so for here, I'm gonna do a generally pale pink. You can just copy and paste this 1,000 times. And I'm gonna click Shift, and then I'm just doing Control C for those who aren't looking at what I'm doing on my thing here. And I'm just pasting it. You guys get the point though. I'm gonna stop there. Now I'm gonna type in rectangle.
So that would have been difficult, and I would have
For me
tried to
too.
just drag it for the whole thing,
Me
and I
too.
wouldn't have thought to do the copy
Right,
paste.
me too. I
That
can't
one's not.
do it. Like I'll do it 3 times and I'll be like, why don't we do it anymore?
Right, and then I slam it closed and walk away.
There you
Right.
go. Okay, it was like this pink color, and then the thing was that. I'll scale this over. There was
Wow.
some sort of text that was in the corner
Wow.
here, and then blob. Oops, not color blob. Oh, actually, this is kind of cool. If you're ever like, I can't even color, like I can't even come up with colors that go together. Watch this. I type in the word apple. Here's little palettes that you can use. I want to do beach. Here's beach. Now you have colors that you can, like, if you are just like so much, like, I can't even think about colors right now, they've got you.
That's amazing.
So I'm going to come out of this. I'm in graphics. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say blob. It's going to have a general idea of what I'm looking for.
Look at this.
So I go here, make that big. It was like big, and now really theirs was a little longer, but whatever.
Right, kind of looks like a kidney,
I'm-
whatever.
This dots. What was similar to theirs? Oh, this. Okay, that was like kind of similar to it. And that was like right in or about here. Now, see how this one's disappearing? This is technically what they call a sticker, but if I'm downloading this as PNG, it's not going to be disappearing. Oh, but I can't change the color on it. See, actually, it's not a color option on this one. So I'm going to keep looking. There's, oh, there we go.
Mhm.
Here's my color change. Hers was white. Ah. And they always keep your document colors as well, but okay. So I put this here and then I'm gonna highlight these two.
I'm in here catching
Am I-
flies. I gotta close my mouth.
I'm gonna do Control C, Control V. All right, copy, and I'm just going to spin these guys around. And I'm already basically about what they had in the thing.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Of course, you would fine tune it, but I'm just showing you, what did that take me 2 minutes?
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you can do this stuff super cheap. So to answer your question, if you are seeing something that you're like, I have to have it, you can almost guaranteed make a version of it. So, yes.
This is my first time on Canva. I think this is easier than Command, but I'm not even,
Listen, Command.
I get confused and lost on Command.
All right, any other questions? And then for those who are online, if you don't have any questions, thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna end here in just a second unless I see anybody typing quickly or unmuting themselves. And then otherwise for the folks in the room, you guys can stay behind. And if you wanna start doing your digital business cards, we have this room and we can keep working on it and make sure that you can like leave with it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your thing's at 4:30 and mine's at 4:30. We're good on time. So,
I might have a phone call come through, but I'll just walk out and I'll come back.
all right, guys, I'm not seeing anyone unmuting themselves, so I'm going to end the online version. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I appreciate, again, you guys tuning in. Bye.
Thank you.